हरि ओम. कलिसंतरणोपनिषद, a study by Salabhankar, section 2, Parabrahmavarana Vinashaka Shodashanamani. Shodashanamani, 16 names, which are Parabrahmavarana Vinashaka, capable of destroying, removing the avaranam cover, which encloses you away from Parabrahma. Yatha Samhitam, as per the basic text. And Padachede, two columns are. Naradaha punaha papracha tannama kimiti. Naradaha punaha papracha tatnama kim iti. Sahovacha hiranyagarbhaha. Saha uvacha hiranyagarbhaha. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. There is no change as far as Padacheda is concerned. Iti Shodashakam Namnam Kalikalmashanashanam. Iti Shodashakam Namnam Kalikalmashanashanam. Natah Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drushyate. Na Atah Paratara Upayaha Sarva Vedeshu Drushyate. Shodasha Kalavrutasya Jivasya Avarana Vinashanam. Shodashakala avrutasya जीवस्य आवरण विनाशनम. ततः प्रकाशते परम ब्रह्म मेघापाये रविरश्म मंडली वेति. ततः प्रकाशते परम ब्रह्म मेघ अपाये रविरश्मि मंडली इव इति. वाक्यांशशः विश्लेषणम्. See, I have the columns here for अन्ये सुबन्ताः, कर्तृपदीयाः, कर्मपदीयाः, तिङन्ताः, अव्ययाः. नारदः पप्रच्छ पुनः. तत् नाम किम इति. सः हिरण्यगर्भः उवाच ह नाम षोडशकं कलिकल्मनाशनम्. सर्ववेदेषु अतः परतरोपायः दृश्यते न. षोडशकलावृतस्य जीवस्य आवरणविनाशनं भवति. ततः परब्रह्म प्रकाशते. मेघापाये रविरश्म मंडली प्रकाशते इव इति. See clauses 2.2 to 2.6 are subclauses of 2.1. Saha Hiranyagarbha Uvacha, because these subclauses detail all what Saha Hiranyagarbha said. They are object clauses. The word iti in 2-7, meaning all this, summarizes 2.2 to 2-6. The word bhavati in 2-4 is implicit to make the subclause meaningfully complete. So, Naradaha punaha again papracha asked, Kim, which is, tat, that, nama, name, iti. Sah Hiranyagarbha Uvacha. He, the one who is splendorous inside out, Hiranyagarbha, said, replied, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare, Sambodhanam, address case, Ekvachanam of Hari. Rama, Sambodhanam, address case, Ekvachanam of Ramaha. Krishna, Sambodhanam, address case, Ekvachanam of Krishna. There are 16 names, rather names to be uttered to make a set of 16. There are not 16 different names. They are names to be uttered to make a set of 16. See, in the first line, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, 8. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, another 8. So 8 plus 8, 16. One can make such utterance a sentence by adding Namastubhyam. See, Hare Namastubhyam would mean, O Hari, bows, obeisances unto thee. Rama Namastubhyam, O Rama, bows, obeisances unto thee. Outwardly, one may loudly chant, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Inwardly, one may recite to oneself, Hare Namastubhyam, Rama Namastubhyam. Meditation is what recites to oneself internally. Iti Shodashakam Namnam Kalikalmanashanam. Iti such Namnam Shodashakam, set of 16 utterances, Kalikalmashanashanam. Nam, Naman, name, Napusakalingam Shashti Bahuvachanam. Shodashakam, set of 16. This recitation, Hare Rama, etc., is very commonplace in India. The general impression is that there is invocation to Lord Rama in the first line and to Lord Krishna in the second line. But the mention of Shodashakam throws a new light that the recitation has the word Hare 8 times, the word Rama 4 times, and the word Krishna 4 times. I wonder how we lose track of the fact that the word Hare is 8 times. The word Hare is invocation to Harihi. Note, there is invocation to 3 deities here: Harihi, Ramaha, Krishnaha. Hari, adjective, in, green, greenish yellow, Harita, Haribish, Shashpair, Indigo, Paischa, Lohita. This is from Bhagavad Purana. Tawny, bay, reddish brown. But that is not what is the relevant meaning here. The relevant meaning is Harihi, Pullingam, name of Vishnu. Note, Harihi is mentioned to be basically adjectival, with its etymology as ruin. That is, it is derived from ru, to take away. So Harihi is one who takes away. As God, what Harihi takes away is all evils, which affect and afflict his devotee. By this logic, Hare Rama is an invocation to Rama and Hare. Hare is a eulogy unto him, ardently praying to him that he may be Harihi. Rama, Hare. So Rama, praying to Rama, be Harihi, Hare. For me, be Harihi for me by taking away all evils which affect and afflict. So Hare Rama, Hara. That becomes the complete meaning. It becomes a sentence. The problem with such interpretation is that it becomes awkward to interpret Rama Rama Hare Hare. The count of 16 also gets mistaken if we make Hare Rama Hara as one sentence. Anyway, just an interesting thought prompted by the etymology of Hare and it being mentioned as an adjective, ruin. Kalikalmashanashanam. Kalehe kalmasham iti kalikalmasham. Kalikalmashasya nashanam iti kalikalmashanashanam. Kalehe kalihi, pullingam shashti ekujanam. Kalmasham, stain, dirt, dregs, anything that is disgraceful. Nashanam, destroyer, remover. Kalikalmashanashanam, remover of all stains obtaining from inappropriate behavior of others and also of oneself. Maybe we ourselves may be inadvertently behaving inappropriately, but inappropriate behavior is inappropriate behavior. It is a kalmasha and that has to be destroyed, removed. Natah parataropayah sarvavedeshu drishyate. Na atah parataropayah sarvavedeshu drishyate. No, not. Ataha, than this. Parataropayah, parataraha upayah, better measure, better remedy. Sarvavedeshu, sarveshu vedeshu, in all books of knowledge. Note, Vedaha are 4, Ruk, Yajur, Sama, Atharva. But some Upavedaha are also acknowledged as such as Ayurvedaha, Dhanurvedaha. Basically, the word Vedaha is derived from Dhatuhu Vid, to know. So, Vedaha is a noun connoting a book of knowledge. Hence, Sarveshu Vedeshu, in all books of knowledge, Drushyate, is seen. Na atapparataropayah sarvavedeshu drushyate. No better remedy is seen in all books of knowledge. Shodasha kalavrittasya jivasya avarana vinashanam. Tatah prakashate param brahma meghapaye ravirashma mandali veti. Shodasha kalavrittasya jivasya avarana vinashanam tata prakashate param brahma meghapaye ravirashmi mandali veti. There are two sentences here. The verb shines, becomes manifest, prakashate, is relevant only for the latter part, tata prakashate param brahma. That is for tata prakashate param brahma meghapaye ravirashmi mandali veti. This effect prakashate can happen if and only if षोडशकलावृत्तस्य जीवस्य avarana vinashanam has happened. By that, the verb for षोडशकलावृत्तस्य जीवस्य avarana vinashanam is has happened. Yada sambhutam asti. Hence, the first line needs to be interpreted as yada षोडशकलावृत्तस्य जीवस्य avarana vinashanam sambhutam asti. Now, यदा षोडशकलावृत्तस्य जीवस्य आवरणविनाशनं सम्भूतम् अस्ति. यदा when षोडशकलावृतस्य षोडशकलावृत विशेषणम् अत्र पुल्लिङ्गं षष्ठी एकवचनं षोडशभिः कलाभिः आवृतस्य षोडशभिः षोडश 16 अत्र स्त्रीलिङ्गं तृतीया बहुवचनं कलाभिः कला फीचर्स आस्पेक्ट्स कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स फैकल्टीज स्त्रीलिङ्गं तृतीया बहुवचनम आवृतस्य आवृत engulfed by endowed with. A doubt flashed in my mind whether this word should grammatically be avrit plus ta, avrutta. Interestingly, in Update Dictionary, both avrutta, avruta and avrutta are detailed as past participles. Avrutta is past participle of avrut, to recur, as in new edition, whereas avrit, avruta is past participle of avru, to cover. Shodashakalavrutasya, engulfed by, covered, endowed with 16 features, aspects, characteristics, faculties. The 16 features, aspects, characteristics, faculties are detailed in Prashnoprishad 6-4 as sapranam asrujat प्राणात् श्रद्धा खम वायुर्ज्योतिरापः पृथिवी इंद्रियम मनः अन्नम अन्नाद् वीर्यम तपो मंत्राः कर्म लोका लोकेषु च नाम च. नोट सह प्राणम असृजत. प्राणात् श्रद्धा खम वायुः ज्योतिः आपः पृथिवी इंद्रियम मनः अन्नम अन्नात् वीर्यम तपः मंत्राः कर्म लोकाः लोकेषु च नाम च. He, the creator, created pranaha, the life sustaining energy. From pranaha, he created shraddha, the willingness. From shraddha, he created kham, the space, the skies. Then vayuhu, the winds which flow and pervade. Jyotihi, the light which brightens. Apaha, the waters. Prithvi, the earth. Indriyam, organs. Manaha, mind. Annam, food. Viryam, energy in the organs. Also capability to reproduce. Tapaha, rectitude. Mantraha, the devices for rectitude. Karma, jobs, duties, actions, activities. Lokaha, the worlds. And lokeshu, in the worlds, namacha, identities. Another meaning of Shodashakalaha is phases of the moon. Increasing in 15 phases in Shukla Pakshaha, the brighter half of the month, increasing to Paurnima, full moon, and decreasing in Krishna Pakshaha, the darker half, right down to the 16th phase of Amavasya, no moon. Maybe one can identify Shodashakalaha, 16 phases in the life of human beings, starting from birth and culminating in death. There are Shodasha Samskaraha prescribed right from Garbhadharana, conception of the fetus by the mother, to Shraddham, posthumous journey or course for the soul. This detail is so very scientific and in very perfect logical order. Jivasya, Jivaha, that lives. What has life? What has life sustaining energy? Jiva. Jivasya पुल्लिंगम षष्ठी एकवचनम आवरण विनाशनम आवरणस्य विनाशनम avaranam cover. Here the cover is of Shodashakala which keeps the living being engulfed in worldly matters, in turn by their enticements. Such covering is not advisable and hence should be removed vinashan. Actually, the pullover that we use when sleeping is also avaranam, the cover. All covers partition the space around us into two compartments. The pullover also has the blinding effect. There is also the blinding effect in being indulgent in worldly matters. Avaranam is not just pullover. Avaranam is basically a thing which expands its spread and is relevant for every other affliction, even such affliction as of corona. It comes to mind that the door of our house also partitions the space into two, one inside the house and one the space outside. Sanskrit word for door is dwaram. Note the component dva in dwaram connotes two. So duality is inherent to every other avarana. To be one with the Supreme, all dualities must go away. Vinashanam, destruction, removal. Are the words destruction and removal synonymous? No. Vinashanam means destruction. The emphasis is that the cover should not just go away, it should get destroyed. Vinashanam is a very thoughtfully used word. What avaranam cover has been removed, put away, may come over again. We pull the pullover over us every night. That brings to mind a beautiful verse in Gita. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyan jagarti sanyami yasyan jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe. 2-69. When it is nisha, night time, for sarva bhutanam, everyone around, at that time the sanyami, one who has total control on himself, jagarti, he stays awake. When bhutani, the creatures, jagrati, are awake and active, that is nisha for the pashyato, all-seeing munehe, the mendicant. If he is awake when it is nisha, for everyone around, and if he is all-seeing, even in his nisha, when does he really sleep? Does he sleep at all? He does not need any pullover any time. Does not sleep means he does not need any pullover any time. He has no pullover. That is the state of being ever awake, the state of true awakeness. Avarana vinashan, removal of the cover, removal of all dualities. Somebody counted that the number of dualities mentioned in Gita are as many as 180. Sukha dukkhe, labha labho, jaya jayu, 3 mentioned in just one sloka, 2-38. Having mentioned above that avaranam is basically a thing which expands its spread and is relevant for every other affliction, even such affliction as of corona, avarana vinashanam is relevant even to killing and removing that viral affliction. Avarana vinashanam is a very, very loaded word. There cannot be a single word translation of it. Mr. Rajiv Malhotra has a project to compile Sanskrit non-translatables. Avarana vinashanam is one such word. Sambhutam asti. Sambhutam asti has happened, is attained. Yada shodashakalavrtasya jivasya avarana vinashanam sambhutam asti. When the cover is removed from shodashakalavrtasya jivasya, the being having 16 features, aspects, characteristics, faculties. Tatah prakashate param brahma. Tatah, then, prakashate, shines. Note, prakashaha means light. But in Gita, light, prakashaha, is associated with jnanam, knowledge. See, sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vibruddham sattvam 14-11. When asmin dehe sarvadvareshu, saradvareshu, on all the doors of this body, prakashaha upajayate, there is light. Know that it is jnanam, knowledge, and sattvam, chastity, in its full splendor. Param, the supreme. Brahma. Note the root word Brahman is both masculine and neuter. In Narado Brahmanam Jagama, the context is Brahma, masculine, the creator. Here, Brahma is neuter and has the context of Brahma Tattvam. Tatah prakashate param Brahma. Then shines the supreme Brahma. This is spiritual experience. May it be noted that even a spiritual experience may not be attained in an afflicted body. There is a quote, Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. The first and foremost sadhanam, requirement, tool for any dharma, righteous conduct, is a healthy body. From another perspective, one may grant that dharma sadhanam, such as deep meditation, would have the strength to kill and remove the afflictions and make the body clean and ready. So, Omkara Dhyana or Dhyana Japa. And what is mentioned here is as the Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, that japa. Such dharma sadhanam would have the strength to kill and remove the afflictions and make the body clean and ready. Minimum thing which will be there in deep meditation is social distancing. Megha paye Ravirashmi Mandali iti. Megha paye Ravirashmi Mandali iva iti. Here we should repeat the verb prakashate. So the phrase to be studied is Megha paye Ravirashmi Mandali prakashate iva iti. Here I would like to consider iti to be a main clause of its own merit. So let us focus on Megha paye Ravirashmi Mandali prakashate iva. Megha paye, meghasya apaye. Meghasya, megha, cloud. Pullingam shashti ekvachanam. Apaye, apayaha, apayaha. Pullingam sakti. Note, apayaha is apayaha. Apa, away. Ayaha, going. Apayaha, going away. Megha paye, going away of the clouds. Ravi Rashmi Mandali, Ravehe Rashminam Mandali. Ravehe, Ravi, sun. Pullingam shashti ekvachanam. Rashminam, Rashmihi, ray of light. Strilingam shashti bahuvachanam. Mandali, ensemble. Strilingam prathama ekvachanam. Ravehe Rashminam Mandali, the ensemble of the rays of the sun. Iva, just as. Megha paye Ravirashmi Mandali prakashate iva, just as the ensemble of the rays of the sun shines when the clouds go away. A mute point is, do the rays of the sun drive the clouds away? Maybe not. It seems it is the wind which drives the clouds away. Comes to mind a beautiful quote in Meghadutam by Mahakavi Kalidasa. Dhuma Jyotis Salil Marutam Sannipata Megha. Is not a cloud a mere Sannipataha, conglomeration of Dhuma, smoke, Jyoti, lightning, Salila, water, rather vapor, and Marutam, the wind. Megha paye Ravirashmi Mandali prakashate iva is basically a simile to explain Yada Shodashakalavrutasya Jivasya Avarana Vinashanam Sambhutam Asti Tataha Prakashate Param Brahma. The technique to verify how good a simile is to check one-to-one correspondence, the similitude, paraspara samatvam, between the elements of the two concepts, between Upamana Sarvaswam and Upameya Sarvaswam. I have attempted that verification in the tabulation below. Upameya Sarvaswam, Shodashakalavrutasya Jivasya Avaranasya, Yada Vinashanam Sambhutam Asti, Param Brahma Prakashate. Upamana Sarvaswam, Meghasya Apaye Ravirashmi Mandali Prakashate. Such tabulation presents the simple in a good overall perception, the simile presents simile in a good overall perception, right? Just see. But is there a little hitch? In Shodashakalavrutasya Jivasya Avaranasya, there are two entities, the Jivaha and the Avaranam. Comparatively, Megha is only one entity and is comparable only with Avaranam, not with the Jivaha, not at all with the Shodashakalavrataha Jivaha. Alternatively, since Jivaha is a Shodashakalavrataha, The Shodasha Kalaha are the Avaranam. By that line of thinking, Vinashanam has to be only of the Avaranam, of the Shodasha Kalaha, not Jivasya. The correspondence between Param Brahma and Ravi Rashmi Mandali is very appealing. Actually, there is another interesting correspondence. Jivaha has avaranam of Shodasha Kalaha. The Namajapaha Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare is Namnam Shodashakam. So, Shodashakalaha avaranam and Namnam Shodashakalam, suggesting that there is a Nama for Vinashan of every Kalaha. Iti. That is what he said. We will take a stop here because we will take the section 3 in yet another session. Shubhamastu.